we left off on chapter 2 of wisdom. Uh, Before we get into the next chapter, which is chapter 3, I'm going to still give a preface of what this book is. This book was written by an unknown author from the lips of Solomon. So whenever Solomon spoke, they wrote some stuff down, and now we have the book of wisdom. And this is where we're at. We're on chapter 3, which is called The Hidden Counsel of God. So, let's get started. But the souls of the just are in the hand of God, and no torment shall touch them. They seem in the view of the foolish to be dead. Their passing away was thought in affliction, and their going forth from us utter destruction. But they are in peace. For if before man indeed they be punished, yet is their hope full of immortality. Chastised a little, they shall be greatly blessed, because God tried them, and found them worthy of himself. As gold in a furnace, he proved them, as sacrificial offerings. He took them to himself. In the time of their visitation, they shall shine, and shall dart about as sparks through stubble. They shall judge nations and rule over people, and the Lord shall be their king forever. Those who trust in him shall understand truth, and the faithful shall abide with him in love, because grace and mercy are with his holy ones, and his care is with his elect. But the wicked shall receive a punishment to match their thoughts, since they neglected justice and forsook the Lord. For he who despises wisdom and instruction is doomed. Vain is their hope, fruitless are their labors, and worthless are their works. Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked. Accursed is their brood. Yes, blessed is she who childless and undefiled knew not transgression of the marriage bed. She shall bear fruit of the visitation souls. So all the eunuch whose hands wrought no misdeed, who held no wicked thoughts against the Lord. For he shall be grievely, forgivably choice reward, and a more gratifying heritage in the Lord's temple. For the fruit of the noble struggles is a glorious one, and unfailing is the root of understanding. But the children of adulterers will remain without issue, and the progeny of an unlawful bed will disappear. For they attain long life, they will be held in no esteem, and dishonored with their old age be at last. While should they die abruptly, they have no hope, nor confront in the day of scrutiny, for dire is the end of the wicked generation. So when you're handpicked by God, he tried you, he chastised you, that means that he chose you. So if you're being chastised and being led closer to God, that's not a bad thing. That means that you have a great calling on your life. You're one of his things that he wished to mold and shine brilliantly. So you probably are one of these children that can rule and judge the world. You know, it is a new era. It's a whole new era. You know, you know, even in Noah times, there was some righteous people. So it can be righteous people today in this wicked generation, and I'm gonna stand firm in that. You know, so let's go to chapter 4. Better is the chalice with virtue, for immortal is its memory, because both by God is acknowledged and by men. When it is present, men imitate it, and they long for it when it is gone, and forever your match is crowned in triumph, victorious in unsealed deeds of valor. But the numerous prodigy of the wicked shall be of no avail. Their spirits offshoots shall not strike deep root, nor take firm hold. For even though their branches flourish for a time, they are unsteady and shall be rocked by the wind, and by violence of the winds uprooted. The twig shall be broken off ultimately, and their fruit be useless, unripe for eating, and fit for nothing. For children born of lawless unions give evidence of the wickedness of their parents when they are examined. Let's have a little let's eat on that. Let's chew on that for a moment. So if better childless with virtue, for immortal is its memory, and acknowledged by both by men. When it is present, men imitate it, and long gone, and they long for it when it is gone. And forever it marches crowned in triumph, victorious in its unsold deeds of valor. The spear's offshoots shall not strike deep root them, nor take firm hold, for even through their branches flourish for a time. They are unsteady and shall not be rocked by the wind. By the violence of the winds uprooted, their twigs shall be broken off utterly, and their fruit be useless, unripe but for eating, and fit for nothing. For children born of lawless unions give evidence of wickedness of their parents when they are examined. So I have to read that again, because better is childless with virtue. Like, what does that mean? So, like, is it better to have a child without virtue, or is it better to be, a child? No, it's better to have virtue. No, it's better to not have a child with virtue, or it's better to be, like, yeah, it's kind of confusing to me. So, like, so if you are like, so basically, if you were celibate your whole life, childless. I'm really trying to. Better is childless with virtue. Better is childlessness with virtue. So it's like, if you don't have a child, it's better to just be virtuous. But you still have to be virtuous. That's what we're always called to do. I guess. But maybe somebody can help me like figure that out in the comments with chapter 4. It's 1 through 2 on Wisdom 4. If somebody can help me out in the comments. But we're gonna go on. But wait, okay, actually let's talk about the children who are born of lawlessness. They will be presented of their own parents' lawlessness. But that's what's happening today with a lot of fatherless children, a lot of deadbeat mothers, a lot of deadbeat dads, and it don't really look that good for children. But let's go on. But the just man, though he die early, shall be at rest. For the age that is honorable comes not with the passing of time, nor can it be measured in terms of years. Rather, understanding is the hoary crown of men. In an unsealed life, the entertainment of old age, who pleased God was loved. He who lived among sinners was transported, snatched away. Lest wickedness pervert his mind, or deceit beguile his soul. For the witchery of paltry things obscure what is right, and the will of desire transformed the innocent mind. Having become perfect in a short while, he reached the fulfillment of a long career, for his soul was pleasing to the Lord. Therefore he spared him out of the midst of the wickedness. But the people saw and did not understand, nor did they take this into account. Yes, the just man dead condemns the sinful who live, and youth swiftly completed condemns the many years of the wicked man growing old. For they see the death of the wise man, and do not understand that what the Lord intended for them, or why he made him secure. They see and hold him content, but the Lord laughs them to scorn, and they shall afterward become dishonored corpse, and an unceasing mockery among the dead. For he shall strike them down speechless and prostrate, and rock them to their foundations. That shall be utterly laid waste, and shall be in grief, and their memory shall perish. Wow, and that memory shall perish. So this is a thing like with dementia, or Alzheimer's or something like this. I was always thinking, was that stuff linked up to sin? Was it always linked up to wrong thought, wrong thinking? Or you don't know how to properly process your emotions. So when you don't know how to process your emotions, you're constantly ignoring these signals in your brain. And so I'm thinking, like, how would dementia, Alzheimer's really work, and why is it happening? And so I think it's coming from an emotional thing. I think it's coming from a mental thing, dealing with God, dealing with the Bible. Because, see, and I'm not too sure on that, because people just happen to end up get dementia. But we all pay deeds for if we have sowed seeds of sin, And I don't know if that soul seed of sin that was planted come back and make you have Alzheimer's or dementia. But I would assume it has something to do with wickedness. The final judgment of the wicked. Fear shall they come at the counting up of their sins, and the lawless deeds shall convict them to their face. Chapter 5. Then shall the just one with great assurance confront his oppressors who set not his labors. Seeing this, they shall be shaken with dreadful fear, and amazed at the unlooked for salvation. They shall be saying amongst themselves, refuel, and groaning through anguish of spirit. This is he whom once we held as a laughingstock, and as the type of mocker. Fools that we were. His life we accounted madness, and his death dishonor. See how he is accounted among the sons of God, how this lot is with the saints. We have been stayed from the way of the truth, and the light of justice did not shine for us, and the sun did not rise for us. We had our fill of the days of mischief, of ruin. We journeyed through the impassable deserts, but the way of the Lord we knew not. What did our pride avail us? We have wealth, and his boastfulness avoided us. All of them passed like a shadow, like a fleeting rumor, like a ship transversing in heavy water, of which, when it has passed, no trace can be found, no path of its keel in the waves, or like a bird flying through the air, no evidence of its course to be found, but the fluid air lashed by the beat of pinions, and cleft by the rushing force of speeding wings of transverse, and afterward no mark of passage can be found in it, or as when an arrow has been shot at a mark, the party air straightway flows together again, so none discerns the way it went through. Even so we once brought abruptly came to naught, and held no sign of virtue to display, but we were consumed in our wickedness. Yes, the hope of the wicked is like thistle down borne on the wind, like a fine tempest-driven foam, like smoke scattered by the wind, like the passing memory of the nomad, camping for a single day. But the just live forever, and the Lord is their recompense, and the thought of them is the Most High. Therefore shall they receive the splendid crown, the beauteous diadem from the hand of the Lord, for he shall shelter them with his right hand, and protect them with his arm. He shall take his zeal for armor. He shall on creation to require the enemy. He shall don justice for a breastplate. He shall wear sure judgment for a helmet. He shall take invincible rectitude as a shield, and with his sudden anger for a sword, and the universe shall wage war against him full-heartedly. Well-aimed shafts of lightning shall go forth, and from the clouds, as from a well-drawn bow, shall leap to the mark. As from his sling, wrathful hailstones shall be heard, and the water of the sea shall be engaged against them, and the steam shall be abruptly overflow. A mighty wind shall confront them, and a tempest winnow them out. The slowness shall lay the whole earth waste. Evil doing overturn the thrones of potentates. So, the final judgment of the wicked. So the wicked will fight back. You know, not everybody's gonna be, I'm sorry God, I repent. Not everybody gonna be like that. Not everybody really care like that. And that is something that I have to realize and have wisdom about. So, hey, chapter 6. Exhortation to seek wisdom. Hear therefore, kings, and understand. Learn your masteries of the earth, expanse. Hearken you who are in the power over the multitude, and lord it over the thrones of people. Because all authority was given you by the Lord, sovereignty by the Most High, who should probe your words and scrutinize your counsel. Because through you were ministers of his kingdom. You judged not rightly, and did not keep the law, and walk according to the will of God. Terribly and swiftly shall he come against you, because judgment is stern for the exalted. For the lowly may be pardoned out of mercy, but the mighty shall be mighty put to the test. For the Lord of all shows no partially, nor does he fear greatness, because he himself made the great as well as small. He provides for all alike, but for those in power a rigorous scrutiny impends. To you therefore, O princes, are my words addressed, that you may learn wisdom, and that you may not sin. For those who keep the holy precepts, how shall be found holy, and those learned in them will have a ready response. A desire therefore my words, long for them, and you shall be instructed. Resplendent and unfading is wisdom, and she is readily perceived by those who love her, and found by those who seek her. She hastes to make herself known in anticipation of man's desire. He who watches for her at dawn shall not be disappointed, for he shall find, sitting in his gate, taking thought of her is perfection of prudence. And he who for her sake keeps vigil shall quickly be free from care, because she makes her own rounds, seeking those worthy of her, and graciously appears to them in the ways, and meets them with all solicitude. For the first step toward discipline is very earnest desire for her. Then care for discipline is love of her. Love meaning the keeping of her laws. To observe her laws is the basis of incorruptibility. And incorruptibility makes one close to God. Thus the desire for wisdom leads up to the kingdom. And then you find pleasure in the throne, and the scepter, the princes of the people. Honor wisdom, that you may reign as kings forever. Praise of Wisdom by Solomon. Introduction. Now that wisdom is, how she came to be, I shall relate. I shall hide no secrets from you. But from the very beginning I shall search out and bring to light knowledge of her. Nor shall I diverge from truth. Neither shall I admit consuming jealousy to my company, because that can have no fellowship with wisdom. A great number of wise men, the safety of the world, may prove king the stability of his people. So take instruction from the words to your prophet. Alright, and so I'm leaving right there at chapter 7. I'm gonna be back. I need a break, but I'll be back. So this is part 2 of wisdom, and it's probably gonna be 4 videos of the book of wisdom. We're gonna make a playlist of it, and I might do this series over next year, but this year I just want to get through the Bible, and I want to document me reading the Bible, so I can go back, and if I want to listen to it, I can listen to myself, and then and then I can and I know I'm studying, I'm applying myself. So if you like my channel, you like what I'm doing, you like my other work, you like my music, my gaming, whatever I do, leave a like, subscribe, and I need to see you on my other platforms like Twitch, TikTok, Facebook. I need to see you there. I need to see the love. I need to see you guys support me. So I will be back.